This is probably one of the biggest hauls I have had in a very long time, and yet it kind of feels like I'm making zero progression. Hello my brothers and sisters, my name is Daidarius and welcome to my manga haul of June 2026. Yes, you heard that right. This is one of the biggest hauls yet, and yeah, we're gonna see later why it feels like I'm making zero progression. But first, let's get into the haul. And first off, we have Sakamoto Days Volume 21. This was such a fun volume, especially because it focused not at all on Sakamoto himself. I mean, when you expand the cast, you're gonna have to focus on other people than the main characters. But nevertheless, this volume was a ton of fun. It's taking part in this assassin jail, and they are just trying to get some information about how to get stronger. Very simple shonen fight series stuff, but nevertheless I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'm looking so much forward to volume 22 when that drops in a few months. Right, next one. And next up we have Kaiju number 8 volume 15, the penultimate volume of Kaiju number 8. We are smack in the middle of the final showdown, and it is a kinda controversial, but having read the series when it was released online, I can actually say that it follows pretty much what it set out to do from the very beginning. So I'm not that surprised. I think the ending is fine. I like the actually reading it physically, and I'm looking very much forward to the final volume when that drops. And then I have to take a look into that other series. I think it's called Kaiju number 8 Relax or something, which I thought was gonna be a novel, but turns out it is a manga question mark. If it is a manga, I need to check it out. If it's a novel, I don't really care. The same goes for Sakamoto Days. That also has this summertime or summer vacation, whatever, which is apparently also manga that I need to check out at least to see if it's worth collecting. All right. Next one. And next up we have Record of Ragnarok Volume 18. Smack in the middle of the fight between Beelzebub and Tesla, and it is such a good round. I'm not gonna dwell too much on this because there's not much to talk about, just more fighting, more background information. But what I will say is that the current round of Record of Ragnarok, which is round 12, is kinda disappointing because there is a very heavy emphasis on, I would say, non-important lore and no focus on the actual fight. The fight is just one move. Let's have a huge deep dive into the lore behind that move, and then one move more, and then let's do the same thing, rinse and repeat. That has been the round for now, up until now, and I just hope going forward that we are just done with that bullshit and just get on some pretty awesome fighting, because the lineup is quite spectacular. I'm not gonna spoil it, just know that we are nearing the end of the series. I think, unless they're gonna do some massive shit for the climax, who knows. Anyway, on to the next one. And next up we have Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 29. This is also the penultimate volume of Jujutsu Kaisen, with Sukuna being menacing as hell and Aura farming on the cover. I have mixed feelings about this climactic battle, but reading it in physical formats, again, at least for me, elevates the reading experience. I actually read the Gauntlet when it was releasing on this, despite the fact I had not read all the chapters up until that point. I was curious because we were getting spoiled weekly on Twitter. One issue though is that the translator, is it Greg? I'm pretty sure his name is Greg. Oh, it's John. John is his fucking poor at translating. I don't know if he just had an agenda towards Jujutsu Kaisen or if his translation skills in general are bad. I'm not gonna comment on that or speculate on it. What I can say is Jujutsu Kaisen specifically has very poor translations. Not that he is bad at translating stuff, he's just bad at writing it so it is easily understandable in English, because Jesus Christ. I have read some fan translations of some of the things I found kinda hard to follow in here, and holy hell, will say suddenly make a lot of sense. I don't know what's going on there, but I would hope that at some point we could get a new official translation of Jujutsu Kaisen, and then I could get that. But nevertheless, one more volume to go, then we'll have all of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think I will also have to get Modulo, because that's only 3 volumes, I believe. And I actually quite enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright, Next one. And next up we have Gachiakuta Volume 10. Not much to say there. I'm just following along with the series and I just love it so damn much. Just hope it can keep up the quality going forward. And what I have seen, it seems like it can keep up the quality. I love the mysteries, and again, because Twitter insists on spoiling fucking everything. Even if I'm not actually following those accounts, they want to spoil, but nevertheless, the few spoilers I've seen of this series going forward, I just like that it seems like we're gonna spend a lot more time on this guardian or explorer, I can't really remember, plot thread of the main character's gloves. That's all I'm gonna say. And also it is by an author, the daughter of an author that we're gonna dive into later, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. Next one. And next up we have Thunder 3 Volume 6. And I know that I said the previous hauls that Thunder 3 was on hiatus. Turns out it was, but it also apparently came off that hiatus and finished. It completed. It's either Volume 8 or Volume 9 that is about to drop. Should have researched that beforehand. That is gonna be the culmination of the whole series. So we should this year be able to get all of Thunder 3 in all of its glory, which I'm looking very much forward to. But yes, Thunder 3 we are at least over halfway done, probably 2/3 of the way. Only missing 2, maybe 3 more volumes. I can't quite remember, and then that would be it. And I'm gonna read the shit out of it because holy hell, the premise amazing. Wow. Next one. And next up we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Volume 3 and Volume 4. Just making progress, and actually Volume 3 was supposed to be in my possession last month, but it was delayed for some reason. So here we are with 2 volumes this month. When I get around to it, I'm looking very much forward to actually getting this volume. And also there's like 14 volumes up right now. So I'm still a lot of volumes behind. This is not a reason why I said what I said earlier about feeling like I'm not making progression. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but before we get to it, you're just gonna have to get to one more volume. And that is Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run Volume 6. Yes, I am a tad behind because I'm pretty sure Volume 7 or 8 has just been released. But for some reason these has been a bit more expensive from Blackwell's lately. So I was waiting my time until the price dropped just a tiny bit. Looking so much forward to actually diving into this, but apparently tradition is that I am not gonna read a single chapter of a given Jojo part until I have all the volumes in my possession. And we are now over, I think it's halfway through. I think there's gonna be 11 or 12 volumes. I can't remember if it's 22 or 24 volumes of Steel Ball Run in singles originally in Japanese. Can't remember, but it's either 11 or 12. Nevertheless, we are halfway through the series as of this. One thing that irritates me is that on the spines, this photo or thumbnail, I should say, right here is no longer having a glossy finish. I think they stopped doing it on Volume 4. Yes, Volume 4 stopped it for some reason. This is what happened. Was it too expensive to put foil on the spine? I don't know. But nevertheless, love this. Also, finally, I have this volume that has the covers of one of my thumbnails I did last year. I have nothing else to say. I'm just stoked. I'm stoked. I'm happy to get more Jojo's Bizarre Adventures. All right. On to the final entry, which is also gonna touch on my point about making no progress. So let's get into it. And that is Baki the Grappler, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, and Volume 13. Yes, I went a tad overboard, but I wanted to catch up on the release because I think I'm still 5 volumes behind or something like that. It is insane. So I'm gonna splurge a bit more, but what I mean about feeling like I'm making zero progress is that my wishlist of this year only went up to Volume 10, but I'm gonna keep spending a good chunk of my monthly budget on Baki the Grappler, which means I'm gonna make 0% progress on my wishlist when it comes to this. It's not a bad thing, by the way. I don't really feel like I'm going stale and not making progression with my collection, with actually expanding it, but just related to my wishlist, I'm making 0 progression. But yes, I think Volume 18 has dropped as of me holding this And so yes, I am still 5 volumes behind. I'm probably gonna continue splurging for 4 volumes now each month until I've caught up, which will be 2 more months, because then we'll have all of it. I think I'm gonna catch up at the exact month that the final volume drops. So then at the end of the year, we'll be ready for part 2. But nevertheless, Baki the Grappler, and in case you don't know, Itagaki, who is the artist and author of Baki, I'm pretty sure he's the father of the artist and author of Gachiakuta. I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere, and it makes total sense, because being the daughter of that insane man makes a lot of sense when you're looking at the story she's creating and crafting. So that is that. But yes, that is my manga haul of June 2026. But before we end this video, let's take a quick look at my wishlist. If you're just gonna bring my wishlist up here, you can see that we have the Baki entry right there, and I managed to get volume 10 and a few more, so we're gonna cross it off the list. I mean, that is progression at least, but it's not gonna move the needle too much going forward, at least on the Baki part. To put it into perspective, we're just gonna take this one down, and then we're gonna put up this graph right here. You can see that we have made 54% of my wish list as of now, which is good because we have 50% through the year, so we're still a tiny bit ahead of it. The issue is that any new Baki manga volume is not gonna move that needle at all. It's all gonna be down to all the other series, which is fine. I mean, that's just the limitation I've given myself. Nevertheless, if you just look purely on this graph moving forward, anytime I'm buying Baki, it's gonna feel like I'm making 0 progression, where in reality, I am definitely making progression. But enough of that. So that is my manga haul of June 2026. Going into the other half of the year, I'm looking into a very deluxe heavy year, because I have still yet to buy Lone Wolf and Cub. Again, for some reason, it is just stupidly expensive in Scandinavia. I'm just hoping the price is gonna drop at some point. We also have Wish Atelier, we have the other volumes of Battle Royale, we have the deluxe edition of Attack on Titan coming in, we have more Vagabond, we have more Opal Blood. It's gonna be pretty deluxe heavy, but it's also gonna be fantastic, because we're gonna get some final entries of some series that we haven't gotten a new entry in for a long time. Vinland Saga is one, Rohan Kashiba is another. There's a lot of things to look forward to, at least a lot of good volume entries in my collection to look forward to. Maybe not for you, but for me, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But let me bring the question over to you. How does the other half, the second half of 2026 looks like for you when you're just looking purely as a collector? Is there any new specific entries that you're looking forward to? Is there something you have saved for later of the year for maybe good deals? If you live in the United States, there are probably summer deals and then there's Christmas deals. I don't know how it works over there. But is there anything you're looking forward to or has postponed to pull the trigger on later, whatever it is? Comment below with your thoughts. And as always, till see you in the next video, just remember to stay awesome. See ya.